An award-winning author from Ohio is choosing to launch her new book right here in Cincinnati. And Heather Fries is here to talk about The Saddest Girl on the Beach. Heather, it's so good to see you. First, let me apologize for lying. You're not from Cincinnati. You are from Ohio, though.
Right.
And it's so cool that you're launching your book here in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. It's so good to be in the studio and back in Ohio.
So tell me a little bit about yourself before we talk about the book.
Right. So I'm from Cambridge, Ohio, home of John Glenn. I went to Muskingum College and then Ohio University.
All right. Yay,
before
Bobcats.
I skipped the state a little bit to go to West Virginia, but I studied creative writing here in Ohio. So this is kind of where I got my start, and I have family here in Cincinnati, and so I'm so pleased to come back here, come home, and go to Joseph Beth tonight.
That's wonderful. We'll talk about the event in a moment. First, let's talk about The Saddest Girl on the Beach.
Sure.
It's about a woman overcoming grief.
Yeah.
Tell me why you chose that topic.
Well, when I started writing this book, I was in sort of the throes of grieving my father's death, and I was older than my narrator, but I knew I was ready to write about it when I started thinking sort of the what ifs. So what if the narrator was, 19 and still trying to figure out who she was, and then needing to overcome this grief? And what would happen if she did what I thought like many of us want to do, where we're grieving or in this like state of turmoil or change, which is to just run away from everything and go to the beach. So that's what I had my main character do.
Well, I want to run away and go to the beach even when I'm not grieving.
Same, yeah,
I'm
same.
a beach person. How much does a beach atmosphere, or I know you live in North Carolina now,
Right.
you spend a lot of time at the Outer Banks. How much does that go into your writing, that whole environment that you're in?
Yeah, it is hugely, it's a big part of my writing.
Yeah.
I love the coastal area. I grew up vacationing down there. We would drive down from Ohio, through the night, and vacation there every summer. And so I started writing about the area and just sort of the beauty of it, the isolation, and sort of you can see the metaphorical aspects of it in fiction as you're working with the sort of fragile yet resilient nature of the place and the constant change that is visible, right? Like in Ohio, things kind of stay put, like things are in one place, but on the Outer Banks, like stuff can wash away. There are hurricanes, the land changes every day, and that was really important to my writing.
Oh, that's really neat. So your first book, which you also brought today, was The Baddest Girl on the Planet, and you won the Lee Smith Novel Prize for that book. How much pressure does that put on you for your sophomore novel when you got such acclaim for the first one?
Right. Yeah. The sophomore novel is a beast of its own. Right. It was a little bit of pressure, and it's a completely different atmosphere now because I launched The Baddest Girl on the Planet right in the middle of COVID, so I didn't have TV interviews or in-person events really at all. Like everything was on Zoom. So getting to do this in person has been really fabulous, actually.
Well, I'm so pleased that you chose Joseph Beth Booksellers because we have a great relationship here at Local 12 with Joseph Beth. What can people expect if they come out to see you tonight?
Yeah, so I'm going to be at Joseph Beth at 7 p.m. and I'll just be talking about the book, talking about my writing process, and I'm just having a conversation with people. So if you would like to come out and just talk with an author, I will be there tonight.
You must be so pleased to be able to do that, having, with what you said about COVID, kind of curtailing everything on your first book. Did that take some of the excitement about your accomplishment away?
Yeah, it was at first a real big bummer because I was going to get to go to New Orleans and I was going to get to go to all these places, and it just got shut down. And so that was really heartbreaking. The upside was with all the Zoom events, I got to have, family and friends, people from all over the world able to Zoom in.
Oh, true. So there, you found something good.
Something good.
And something negative.
Yeah.
So 7 o'clock tonight, right?
7 o'clock tonight,
at Joseph Beth Booksellers. Go see Heather Fries and the book once again, The Saddest Girl on the Beach. It was a pleasure talking with you.
It was so nice to talk with you. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and click subscribe to get notifications and stay in the know.